Hello everyone, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So, I'm back with another build. This one is going to be a little bit of a longer one, so let's actually just jump into it right now and get started with the voiceover, because otherwise it's gonna hit the 30-minute mark and I don't wanna. I don't want it. You guys don't want it. Nobody wants it. So let's swipe this and get started. Or push it. Yeah, let's go. I'd like to apologize on behalf of my computer because it's having a meltdown right now. So you might be able to hear it in the background, but we're going to ignore it because we got started and it's probably why it's having a meltdown. But I felt like for this build, I just wanted to move out of Chestnut Ridge just like a little bit because I've been spending most of my building hours over there in that world for, I don't even know. When did the new pack come out? Was that mid-July or something? I think it was. So it's been like a nice, a good month, you know? So I just wanted to move out of it just a little bit. I felt like building like a little bit more of a traditional kind of family home instead of ranch. And so I also got some retro houses coming up. They are planned and everything. Don't think I'm just ignoring, yes, it's happening. But I felt like building something just a little bit more traditional. This is not necessarily like a traditional suburban though. It's just not a ranch or a retro home. So I don't actually really know what I want to call this. Maybe a craftsman, but it has like a vibe of something else. I don't actually know. If you know, help me out because I can't tell. I think it was inspired by a sketch or like a drawing or something, but not like an architect drawing or architecture drawing or what sketch, whatever. More like an actual like sketch drawing thing. I can't even remember. Wait, do I have the picture still? So I do. I'm gonna make sure to link to it down below in the description box if you want to check it out. But I don't think it's like, you know those house plan sites, they have sketches sometimes. A lot of the time they have like a 3D render or whatever, but sometimes they have sketches. I don't think it's one of those kind of sketches, but I'm not entirely sure, so like don't take my word for it. But actually, oh wait, is that, maybe it is, because it does have an address, which is kind of funny, and I only just noticed right now. So, and there's a signature in the picture too, which I cannot read. It's way too small. But I might go look up that address when I'm done with this voiceover. Not to be stalkish, but I'm curious, you know? Like, we're not stalking. We're just, it's research. I don't know. But, so we're building this house today. I did change the color scheme a little bit because I felt like going for something a little bit more like rich in color. So we're going for this very like warm, saturated, very, very deep brown. And the original house is a little bit more like beige, light stone, light brown. But I did keep the green shutters because I thought they were so cute. We're also adding like different tones of brown to the exterior of the house, which we will bring into the house. I can't remember exactly what color scheme I went for the interior actually as of this moment. But once we get started with it, I'll remember. What I do remember though is that it's built on a 40 by 30 in San Sequoia. It's in the, oh gosh, which I think it's, if you have like air, I think it's like middle area or the lower right. I can't actually remember what San Sequoia looks like right now, which is so awkward. I've just built there. What? My memory is not doing great. I need to sleep more. I know, it's a problem, but anyway. But it's a wide lot instead of like a long or deep lot, so if you want to, geez, lift your chairs when you move them, you're gonna scratch the floors. Anyway, actually I don't hear my upstairs neighbors that much, but I do when they move their furniture around, surprisingly, or not surprisingly. But what was I saying? Right, it's a 40 by 30, but it's a wide lot, so it won't necessarily fit on a whole lot of 40 by 30s in the game. There is one in Windenburg though, and there's for sure one in Willow Creek as well that it'll fit on. Aside from those two, I cannot remember, but I don't actually, a lot of the time I don't like to build on the wide lots, but I felt like it was right for this one. Also because I was, I failed a suggestion. I'm not gonna call it a request, but a suggestion left by one of you. You wanted a family home with a renovated shack for a daughter, I think it was. And I think I've actually done one of those before in the past, like maybe winter time or like last winter, 2021. One of the winters I did one with a renovated shack in the backyard, but anyway. Or was it the garage? I can't remember, but I wanted to do it because it's fun. And so I thought maybe there was going to be room if I built on a wide lot so I could have like the shack next to the house. You'd be able to see it in the thumbnail, and whoever suggested it would be like, oh, that's my suggestion. But no, the house turned out too wide, so there was no room for a shack. You see me kind of trying to place it at some point, and I quickly gave up because like the door to the shack would have been like right next to the door to the garage. So that is the thing. So that's scratched for another time. But it will be happening because I love the idea of having, like, if you have like a more mature and older teen and they just want like their private space, because that's usually what you're like when you're a teenager. You're very like, you want your privacy. At least I did, and a lot of my friends as well can recognize that. So that's the idea I have of teens, but there may be exceptions to that. I'm just saying, not everyone's the same. But I think for a teen, it's nice to just have their own space where they can also like decorate it fully to their own liking. So like they get to explore a little bit more like who they are and what they like style-wise and stuff, and also just get to make a little bit more noise in their own living space than they can if they live on the second floor in a 2-floor house, you get what I mean? Because like you have to be quiet and stuff. You can't just like blast the music out loud because everyone else is going to be in the house as well. So you're going to piss off some people if you do, at least. So I like the idea. See, that's the shack, and I'm like, that's not going to fit in. Why did I mess it up so bad? But I'll fix it for another house. It's definitely gonna happen for another house. It does end up having room for the build, ends up having room for 2 parents, 18 indoors, or in the house, not outside in a shack, or that would still be indoors, but you get what I mean. And there's also room for 2 kids that I had imagined were twins. One likes dinosaurs, I think it is, and the other one possibly likes space, but we'll see once we get to it. I actually, for a second, really wanted one of the kids to love pirates, and then it hit me that we really don't have a lot of pirate stuff in the game. So I gave up on that really quickly, but I tried for a second. We do end up using the space on the right side of the house for something else instead. So they have this like outdoors area with a fireplace and also a grill. There's a picnic table under this like patio pergola situation. It's not a pergola because it's attached to the house, but definitely a patio. And they also have a fire pit as well, because these people love to play with fire apparently. I don't know, it's fine. I'm not gonna question it. It's not like I gave them these items, but I have no reason, okay? I'm having a moment where I'm like, did I actually do the ceiling tiles? Because did I? I feel like I did, but like it's new, so I might have forgotten, but I think I did. I think I fixed it the moment I remembered that that's a thing now in the game. Because now that I'm out of Chestnut Ridge, like everything that's in Chestnut Ridge, I kind of have to incorporate into the rest of the game. Reminds me, I really need to update my save file now as well, because we have a lot that needs updating there, but with especially ceiling tiles and stuff, so that'll take a while. But I think I remembered it, because I'm pretty sure that I almost forgot, and there was like, wait, ceiling is the thing, and then it was bugged for the whole lower floor, because for some reason, I don't know about you guys, but my game doesn't want to generate ceilings for my rooms. Like, I don't know what it is, it just doesn't do it, so I have to do it manually, and I vaguely remember doing that. So we'll see, but if the uploaded version doesn't have any ceiling, I'm gonna say that I tried to give it, but the game deleted it, just because I don't want to take blame. But it might also slightly be my fault. But I actually think I gave them ceiling tiling, so we'll see though. As for everything else over here, just adding some details, I actually took a lot of inspiration from the original picture the reference picture for the landscaping. I know that it gets super annoying in live mode that the trees that I sized down by a lot, the little red bushes, they fade out, but they looked so nice in build that I felt like, I don't know, maybe I'm like, it's like 30 degrees in here, but for some reason my body has entered autumn mode, which is probably why it's not actually 30 degrees in here, but it feels like 30 degrees. It's more like 25. My body is like, it's getting too hot outside. I want it to be so cold that I can wear a jacket and possibly a scarf at some point. And I want to add some red to my landscaping as well in The Sims, because that's what happens during autumn. Like everything just, I did it with the house as well. Oh my god, I just noticed. I did it with the vine. I only just noticed. Yeah, I'm definitely entering autumn mode, like, without really being conscious about it. I actually sat down the other day and decided to look at haunted houses, or Victorian houses as some people will call them, and found a couple that we can build throughout October. I cannot believe that I'm doing that. It might not happen, I'm not gonna make any promises. You guys know Victorian houses are not my thing. But no offense if you love Victorian houses, by the way. We just like different things. Some people probably hate the top that I'm wearing right now, and that is completely okay. I respect differences in opinions. I just know that whenever I mention that I don't like Victorian houses, I always get like one unhappy person. But like, we don't have to like the same things, okay? We really don't. For me, Victorian houses are just quirky and peculiar and give off a haunted vibe, which is hard to admit when you don't actually believe in ghosts, but there's something about them, you know? So I don't know, I feel like they belong in October, but nowhere else outside of October. So we might do like a couple or something, we will see. I kind of feel like this year I am ready to take on the challenge, except if we suddenly get like a game pack or something during October, then I have to dedicate time to that. But if we don't, there might be a Victorian house up on the channel. And I know that you're probably like, if you're newish here, you're basically like, why is she making a big deal out of this? I don't like Victorian houses, and then I've made this a thing. So we'll see. No promises though, but if you've been waiting for one, it might happen. And I realize that I'm saying this as it's August and you're gonna have to wait for it for a little while, but you got your warning. Come back in October if you want to. So for the interior of the house, definitely going for a bit of like a homey, rustic, but mixed with whatever the Book Nook kid style is, and just having a lot of fun with it. It's a bit of a contrast, I feel, those couches with the coffee table from Book Nook Kid. There's just, I don't really know if I don't want to call it mid-century modern because it's not, but it's like, it has like a rounded shape. So I'm kind of like, what style is it? I need to brush up on my interior design knowledge because it's been a while and it shows. But there's a bit of a contrast here, I personally feel. I even think there is with the, like the, what's the, not swinging roll, the chairs that tip, rocking chair. That's the word. Oh my gosh. You guys actually get to see the process now when I have to remember words because I have a camera on now. It's a struggle, but it's fine. I swear it only happens during voiceovers. My vocabulary is decent. It's okay when I'm not doing voiceovers. It's just like as soon as I'm doing voiceovers, for some reason I just forget my name and everything else, and I don't know. I don't know what to do about it, but hey. We all got our flaws, right? Okay, so rocking chair though. I feel like the rocking chair with the couches is actually, there's a bit of a contrast going on there as well in regards to style. So we're playing a little bit with that around the house. Not really necessarily going for one thing, but it's not necessarily eclectic either. It's just, we're going for a vibe. You get what I mean? Like just for a vibe instead of a style. So it's a cozy vibe, a homey vibe, a bit of like a darker vibe, slightly rustic at times, but still kind of polished as well. It's not really making any sense. I sound like a broken perfume advertisement or something right now. I don't really know. You know those advertisements, perfume advertisements, where they're just saying random things and you're like, it smells like flowers. Like, what are you talking about? Why does it smell? What do you mean? It smells like success. It smells like flowers. It doesn't make any sense. That's me with explaining this interior right now. I have no idea. We're just doing stuff. Hoping the vibe turns out. See, I'm fixing the tiling. I am. Oh, that column was so annoying, but it does not peek through the floor. It only peeks through the ceiling tiling. So that's a thing. I don't actually know why that is a thing. Like, I don't really know how the layers work in The Sims. I suppose the floor is a little bit thicker than I thought it was, but it's not peeking through the floor, so we're good. You're not gonna see it on the second floor, but it kind of took me by surprise that it was peeking through the ceiling. I don't know, it's fine. There's something funny about this house layout that I forgot to tell you about when we were doing the exterior. I meant to, but I just kind of forgot. What is that? Does that look like that? That's so weird. There's a shelving unit in the garage which has tiling on the top bit of it, and I've never noticed that before, but it looks so strange. It looks like I've placed an ottoman on it. Like, I don't know. Anyway, you can see it in the floor plan pictures. But I ended up not using the garage as a garage. Frankly, I do that often because, first of all, we don't have cars anyways, so like they don't really, some people don't like it when I include garages, but I like how they look from the outside, so I personally like to include them. But what I do with the space instead is often I turn it into a home gym, or like somewhere you do woodworking or some other hobby that doesn't necessarily fully feel like it fits inside of the house itself, because maybe it brings like a lot of dirt or just it's messy or something. So for this one, I turned it into sort of like a home gym. It still looks like a garage. They just have gym equipment in there along with a TV and also a speaker, so they can like blast music out there when they're hyping themselves up to run or something. I don't know. But you do have to walk through it to get to the patio because the house is wide. Instead of there being a back to it, it's wide. So that is the thing. And I didn't realize what I was doing with the yard until it happened, because it was supposed to be a shed, you know? So that is the thing. I had to readjust my plans a little bit, but now it means that you have to go through the garage to get to the patio, which is sort of odd, but personally, I don't really care that much. Like, you don't have to, you know, cook in the house and then bring it outside. There's a grill out there, so like you can cook out there instead. I think it would be weird if you had to like cook in the kitchen and then bring the food through the garage to get to the patio. Like, for some reason that doesn't, I don't know. Am I particular with like, is this weird? Am I being weird about it? When I used to live in my childhood home, our kitchen was on the second floor. So like we had ground floor / half basement, first floor, and then second floor. The kitchen was on the first floor, not second floor. But we would sometimes during the summer sit outside and eat, and we did have to walk like through our laundry room, I think, actually, or whatever you want to call that in English. I don't really know. Boigas. Let's just call it that. But yeah, so we did have to walk through like half the house to actually get outside with the food, and it never bothered me. But now that I'm looking at this floor plan, I'm like, this is not optimal. Am I being too harsh on myself? I might be. I don't know. Maybe it's not annoying for gameplay. Maybe I'm just like being picky about it. But I think it's because I'm bummed out that the shed didn't work. I'm still stuck on the shed. They have several bathrooms around the house as well, by the way. I almost forgot to include one on the bottom floor, but here we have one. They also have a very, very small laundry room, but I know that some of you guys like to play with laundry, so it's there if you don't want to play with it. Included in the kitchen is like take down the walls and add some extra counters, or do whatever else you want to do with the little square. It's a 2x2, so it's very, very small. It's a super tiny room, but it's just to have the laundry machines in the house as well. For some reason, to me, it makes sense to either have them in the garage or the basement, or in a small room next to the kitchen. I don't know. That's just how it is. That's how we do it in this household, okay? So they're in this like small 2x2 next to the kitchen, but you can delete them if you don't want them there. And then other than that, there was the whole common area and of course a home office as well. I have been asked if I could include more hobby items in the game, some more skill items, so I've been trying to do that a little bit in this house. I hope you guys like it. You can swap out the items if they're not the correct ones, of course. Feel free to do whatever you want to do with the house. But as for the second floor, I probably have to change my... There we go. I always have like floor plans pictures up on my other monitor when I'm doing the voiceover, so I have the floor plan pictures and then my actual like playback thing over here so I can follow the video so I'm not just talking in blind. But also like follow the floor plan because I am forgetful. And actually, no, not necessarily. I just like to know where I'm at with the build. Although I can't remember which order I did things in this one. But this is the teens room though. It's super narrow. You feel free to redecorate it if you want to. I just really wanted to use a double bed for them, so it takes up a lot of space in the room though, but you can just swap it out with another one if you want to. Like if you'd rather have them have a single bed, feel free to swap it out. You are free to do whatever you want with the build. They also have their own walk-in closet though, and through that they have their own bathroom as well. So a bit luxurious, but you know. And then this is the parents' bedroom. This is like nice and spacious, very roomy, very airy, a lot of room in here. They also have their own walk-in closet, which made me realize that I don't really know what to put in parents' bedrooms if they don't have clothes in there. Like, I think I've realized this a couple of times, but I keep forgetting. So I'm like re-realizing. Yeah. So for this like huge room, I basically only put a bed, an ottoman, a wardrobe where they like may have other stuff, and then a massage chair because it looked very comfortable. And I was like, you know what? These seem like bookish people. They have a lot of bookcases around the house. They also have books in their bedside tables because they're the ones... Wait, where are they from? Is that Eco Lifestyle? I think it might be, but there's like books in them. You can see them. So I figured, what would be better for a parent than having their massage chair in their bedroom, in their own little corner with some books, and they can just sit and chill out there. Like that sounds nice. Just like away from the rest of the family, just sit there and chill. And their room is above the office as well, so it's going to be quiet. Yes, we thought this through. It's all good. The chair looks nice. I've never used it before. My playtester really enjoyed it when she sat down there, so hopefully your Sims will too, but I don't know, they might not be into massage chairs. Feel free to swap it out with whatever. But I didn't place a plant there for once. I'm a little bit proud of myself, I'm just saying. So these are the two twins' rooms. I did change the ceiling tile for this one. Yeah, I like that one, the cloudy one. So this is the dinosaur-loving kid, which actually more turns into like, no, it's a dinosaur. And the other one's the space one. So I moved the dollhouse looking dollhouse. It's like a rocket ship, but it's a dollhouse. I don't understand it, but I don't have to. But I move it into this room instead. The reason I was like so focused on trying to pirate stuff is actually because I thought, okay, hear me out. Hear me out. For some reason, I thought the drawing was a pirate ship. Spoiler alert, it's not. I think it's a spaceship or possibly an alien. But my brain was like, oh, that's a pirate ship. I don't know, man. Okay, leave me alone. But it's not. So I went all space in there instead. Yes. It's a very small room though, so it's a bit like not a whole lot of space in there if you wait, no pun intended. Well, there is a lot of space and there's just not. Now I've confused myself. I'm moving on. But the dollhouse takes up a lot of space, and takes up a lot of room, and I had to size it down once, but it's still taking up a lot of room. So just be aware of that. You can do what you want with the room, but this is what it ended up looking like. We're moved on, but that's what it ended up looking like. It's just that it's a 4x4, so like dollhouses are huge in The Sims. I have never in my life seen a dollhouse in real life. Like a dollhouse like those. Never. So I don't know if they're supposed to be that big. I feel like I've only seen them in like horror movies and again, it's the Victorian house thing. They just look haunted to me. Like, I don't know what it is. Have you guys watched Hereditary? It's that sort of situation. That's not even haunted. But the whole movie just has a vibe. You know what I mean? Do I just make automatic connections to horror movies all the time? Do I watch too many horror movies? I think that might be a problem. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know. Are the dollhouses supposed to be that big? Because they're huge in The Sims. It's been like, how many years has it been? 9 years of The Sims 4? Or 7 or 9 years? And I still don't know. The rocket ship one is definitely bigger than the other, so it's cute though. I really like it. It's super cute. I used the new horse range one in the dinosaur bedroom, and that one's also very, very cute. It looks like a gingerbread house for some reason. Yeah, it does. So, but anyway, we're just doing some final touches, adding outdoors lighting and, you know, little details. But aside from that, we are pretty much done. So let's wrap up this voiceover. If you guys like this house, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, the trade files can be found over on my Patreon, which will be linked to in the description box down below, where you can, or as well as in the pinned comment, where you can also find a link to my booktube channel. So if you want to watch me, listen to me talk about all these books behind me, feel free to check it out. I'm not forcing you to. You don't have to. I get it if you're tired of me by now. I would be too. But it's there if you want to check it out. But aside from that, I think that's about it. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
It's like a love scene with waves of flirting. Seasons change us. Maybe it's just me and mine, where thunder has had its way. When kindness is portrayed as blind and glitter to the rays. Oh, no need to beg pardon. No need to beg pardon. Strong piano playing, wind chimes swaying. I'm longing for summer nights down by the ocean. High emotion, legs covered in mosquito bites. Oh,